Assalamualaikum. Today I'm going to explain about biology chapter 4.5, the carbon life, and chapter 4.7, water is recycled too. So I'll start with 4.5 first. Now the carbon life, you know the sun it supplies energy to the food chain. So it supplies for the primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, decomposer, the producer. Now the supplies of the chemical elements for the living organisms is actually very limited. Living organisms require carbon containing compounds as a source of energy, which will be released when the carbon containing compound are oxidized during respiration. And living organisms require them as raw materials for growth for cells, particularly for fats and proteins. So to the next step, recycling carbon compounds. So the plants and the bacteria manufacture these carbon compounds from the carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. Animals can obtain them in ready-made form by feeding on other living organism. So the carbon dioxide remains locked up in complex carbon compounds when conditions are unsuitable for respiration by decomposer. For millions of years, the formation of fossil fuels has removed the carbon dioxide from environment. The humans exploit the fossil fuel as source of energy over a short period of time. So burning of biomass fuels like woods and alcohol use up oxygen, also returns the carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. So to the next topic is 4.7, the water is recycled too. So we start with water and life. Life first evolved in water for numbers of reasons. The first one is molecules that were used by living organisms and that made up their structure were dissolved in the first seas. The second one is in muddy large tidal of river and shallow seas, molecules could become concentrated enough to react together. And the third one is water act as a protective shield for first living organisms against the damaging ultraviolet rays from the sun. So it acts like a shield. Yes. Recycling water. Water have special properties. There are three states of H2O, water. First one is solid ice, the ice cube that you freeze up in the freezer. And the second one is liquid water, the normal one. And the third one is the gaseous water vapor, the one that you heat up until for the tea or something. Those three exist at temperature found on Earth's surface. Long time ago, the average temperature of the Earth of primitive Earth is 60.5 Celsius according to the book. So the ice, the water vapor, all are all present at that time. So the next one is water cycle. Only tiny proportions of water is recycled pass through the living organism. Most important factor in water recycling is heat energy from the sun. This evaporates water and also creates the temperature gradients, which leads to winds. There are several special properties of water. The first one is high specific heat capacity and high latent heat of vaporization.